So the whole intention was to make a video for my brother Sushant, and I wanted him to teach the lateral raise. But then I thought that if I make a total breakdown of this video, then it would be much better, because I have seen a lot of YouTubes and around the whole internet. There is no one good video that they break down this exercise for you. So I am not going into the physics of it. Okay, so today it will be like how we should do it and which tempo we should maintain. If we want to do the physics, then let me know. I'll cover that up. So welcome to Team Assam Barbell. So although this video was to be made for Sushant, I'm thinking that it should be made for all, so every one of you can get the benefit out of it, and I can share in the future like how we can perform this exercise. So before going into the exercise, the lateral raise, we have to understand a few things. That is, what is scapular plane and what is internal rotation and external rotation, and why we need these two understanding to just make a better argument, make a better suggestion for this exercise. All right. So when we talk about any kind of like action hero figure, they all get this cap delt look, so it looked really aesthetic. All right, this Spider-Man has it. Our the Captain America one, he doesn't have that much of a cap, but he has big biceps. But still, you can see he looks more like jacked compared to him because of his cap delts. So this part is for the side delts. So we need to know a few things. First, we will be talking about external rotation and internal rotation. So what is external rotation? Like, this is your shoulder, this is it's kind of like a neutral. If we rotate this inwards, all right, if I rotate my shoulder inwards, this is internal rotation. All right, this is internal rotation. So you can see like the figure here, it is given like, if our shoulder is like this and if we do this, then our shoulder is rotating towards ourselves, so it is internal rotation. And if it is going this way, that means the shoulder is actually opening against the body, then what happens, that it is called the external rotation. So this is internal rotation, this is external rotation. Okay, so and our shoulder, like if we think about, if we just make one person think about side lateral raise, he or she will think that I should be just raising my arms towards my side, okay. So with this video, I want you to perform this, so you will know the concepts better. So this is called the frontal plane. This is where the shoulder goes like abducts and adducts. All right, and this is the sagittal plane, the plane in front, like the plane that dissects us like in half. It is called the sagittal plane. The plane, this plane, it is the sagittal plane. This plane is the frontal plane. So when we do kind of like front raise, we raise our arm in the sagittal plane. But when we think about doing a lateral raise, most people do, the beginners, they just see the exercise and they just elevates their arm into the frontal plane. I will show you why this is not why you should not do this. Okay, so there is another plane, because our scapula, the scapula where our shoulder girdle actually attaches to the torso, the bony part is called scapula, and the scapula, it is in between, like there is an angle of 30 to 40 degree, in between 30 to 40 degree, there is an angle which is called the scapular plane. So if I raise my arms towards side, it is the frontal plane. If I rotate my arms towards 30 40 degree here, this is our scapular plane. This is the scapular plane. Why this is important? Okay, why this is important? If you rotate, see, if you just raise your arms towards your side, you can feel that your arms kind of feel like jammed here. Then if you elevate, you will immediately feel, if you do it slow, you can feel that your shoulders are internally rotating. All right. So just stand straight, or sit straight, raise your arms like this, keep raising your arms towards your side, and eventually you will reach a point where your shoulders will actually internally rotate. So why this is a problem? This is not a problem if you can tolerate it, but for some people they may find some kind of shoulder, when we internally rotate, you can feel that the shoulder is kind of jammed, like the ligaments or something is jammed between the bones. Okay, so this is why don't do the side lateral raise here, number one thing. Then another thing, you can now we have to think that we have to raise our arms in the scapular plane. We have to raise our arms in the scapular plane. I will give you one perfect example for the scapular plane. Like whenever you are batting for cricket, okay, see why cricketers don't bat like this? Because if they play the shot here, the shoulder will go in the frontal plane, okay, but when they hinge like this and they bat here, their shoulders will move in the scapular plane, and to elevate our arm, the shoulder actually goes into the scapular plane. If you just think about elevating the arm, you will never elevate like this. You will always elevate in this way. You can feel that the arms goes much easier this way than this way. The arm cannot go there. There is some kind of restriction in the range of motion. Okay, so number one thing is that we have to bring our arms in the scapular plane, and number two is that we have to avoid some of the internal rotation if that causes us some problem, and it is better to avoid the internal rotation problem altogether, because this is a gray zone of the fitness culture. Like some people say that you can adapt to it, but why, if we have some good option and if our aim is to just build the muscle, so why not go to that external rotation, so that we can train our muscles in a safe fashion. So another thing, see, whenever we are doing a lateral raise, we want the side delt, because what happens, our side delt contracts. Now I have to zoom in a little bit, zoom in myself actually a little bit. Okay, so we will be okay. Whenever we will do the exercise like this, so our main intention is to keep our shoulders, the lateral delts, because the weight is pulling us this way, so we need the lateral delt to pull this way and it will elevate our arm. Okay, so we want our delts to be facing up. Okay, it should be facing up. But what happens if you just stand straight and if you go like this, you can see that the delts are actually, it is kind of like tilted behind, because if we elevate our arms like this, with the, if you hold the dumbbell like this and we elevate, you can see that the arms are actually, the side delts are tilted this way. We want the side delt to be this way. So okay, I will be showing here. Okay, so if we elevate like this, if we stand straight and we elevate, you can feel that the delts are actually slow. The front delt is at the top, and whenever there is a rotational movement, always the muscles which are in the top. Okay, this is one of the most rule of thumb, that this muscle will activate the most. Like if we do like this, if the front delts are at the top, then the front delts will do most of the work, the lateral delt will work less. I am not telling that it won't work, but it will work less, because now you can feel that, you can see if I just elevate the arm like this, the front delts are at the top, the side delts are a little behind. So what we have to do, if we have to make it, see, if we stand like this, and if you want to make the side delt to face up, it should be at the top, then what we have to do, we have to internally rotate, right? We have to do internal rotation. See, here front delt at the top, and if we want to do this part of the delt to be up, what happens, we have to do the internal rotation. We have to, front delt at the top, side delt at the top, we have to do the internal rotation. Then again we have come to the same thing, that now we are at a, some people may be in a compromised position. So if I have to give you a general idea, how to perform then, how to make the shoulder at the top, then what you have to do, you don't have to internally rotate, okay? You don't have to internally rotate, but what you can do, you can just hinge a little bit, come forward a little bit like 15 degree or 20 degree. Then you can feel that the side delts are at the top, the front delts, because here if we go down here, what happens? The front delt will come down and side delt will be facing the roof. Then we can do this and our delts will be get trained. So this is why I would never suggest that just go stand like this and do this. Yes, the delt will work, but with some internal rotation. Again, some people can tolerate this, but for most of the people, if you want to target your lateral delts at the best, then you have to tilt a little bit down and move at the scapular plane. So the movement will kind of look like this, and you will feel this way, that your shoulder irritation will be the least, but you will feel most of the muscle there. Now let's come back to the tempo. Okay, so you will hold the dumbbell here, you will just tilt a little bit, hinge a little bit, 20 degree, 30 degree in front, then you will pull the dumbbell there. Slowly elevate, pause for a second, just come down. And all of your warm-ups, you should maintain this tempo only, with slow, like use 2.5 kilo, 3 kilo, 4 kilo dumbbells. And once you are warmed up, like you have done 2-3 sets of 10 to 20 reps, you will be feeling a lot burning on the side delts. Then come to a little heavier weight, maybe 5 or 7.5 kilo. Then what you want to do, just now you can just maintain a rhythmic motion. You want to be pulling the whole dumbbell in a rhythmic motion, like, because see, another thing is our muscles have, let me see, here the muscles are shortened, so the here the muscles are shortened, so the muscles are at their weakest, okay, but here the resistance is most, because the axis of rotation is kind of like here and the load is there, so the resistance is most there. So to compensate this, we have to be having some rhythmic motion. That means whenever the movement should not look like this, the movement should look like in a rhythmic manner. Okay, so when the weights are light, that means weight are at 2.5, 2 kilo, 3 kilo, then what I want you to perform, I want you to go slow concentric, slow eccentric, slow concentric, slow eccentric. And towards the last of the session, what I want you to do, I want you to perform in a rhythmic manner. It should be in a rhythm. And if you cannot, if you have to resort to body English, then you are using too heavy weight, you will be better off just using some less weight. Okay, so let me share another variation. You can do it seated. If you can do it seated, and another variation will be like a, let me share another variation. Okay, so this is another variation. Okay, so I think we'll be needing some. Okay, so we'll be using a bench like this one, and you can see this is perfectly at the angle we want our hinge angle at. Then here you'll be amazed how light weight you have to use. Then again you have to perform the lateral raise. Okay, here you will find it really hard, because when you are doing it unsupported, you can use some momentum there, but if you are a beginner, I'll be suggesting you against the momentum. this is something, this is one of the few exercise where you will be really benefited if you don't use the momentum. Okay, so this is one, like what you can do at the last set, after finishing the movement here, what you can do, you can just stand back up and then do a few more reps, and your lateral raise will be over. Okay, so you can create 3 variations actually. One is the standing variation. This is the most like here you can do the most amount of reps, and if you do it seated but not supported, it is the second toughest variation. And the most toughest variation will be when you will lean against a bench with a chest support and you will do the lateral raises. And again, this is 3 variations I have been talking about. And another variation you can try, like this is in my opinion, this is one exercise where you will be better off using very less weight. Okay, do this, and instead of coming down here, what you can do, you can stop kind of like here. So go there, stop here, I'm not coming fully down here. Okay, so I'll be here. Okay, so instead of, when you want to do the progression, like if you are doing 10 kilo, then you want to do for 12, if you want to go for 12, then you'll be much better off just using the 10 but with a harder variation. So this is one exercise I have tried to break down as much as possible. So I hope the video got longer. It is actually 17 minutes, so I don't think I should be dragging this a lot longer. And the next time when I'll be discussing this video, I'll be discussing about the mechanics of it. So I have gone towards the anatomy of it and the practical parts of it. Next time I'll be breaking down the mechanics of it. Okay, bye bye.